Hello everybody and welcome back to Lucky by Nature. So I've had a lot of requests on how to get high level Hyaenodons. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the main trap. It is 2x3. It's actually 4 walls high, but I did make a bottom floor, so the area where the Hyaenodons are going to hang out are 3 high. I did put 2 doors at the bottom just for me to go in and out, and the main dino door is on the top. But if you don't make it at least 3 high, the Hyaenodons are going to get out, and even sometimes they do get out from here if they're running around. But I do have hatch frames on the corners, and sometimes I use those to tame that specific alpha. But let's go ahead and show you how this all works together. So basically you're gonna allow the pack to follow you, and once they're in, you go down to the bottom, and now you can get out. We gotta get back to the top so we can get rid of the lower level ones that we don't want. Usually I like to tame 135s or higher. As you can see, there's a 150 there, so that's really nice. That is perfect, actually. And I see 20. There's a couple of low ones, but I think there's a 135 in here. All right, they're not really gonna attack. Once they get in here, they will focus on your stuff. And then once you see, like, one of them is attacking one of my walls, but they're not really hurting anything. Okay, so all I got left is the 135 and the 150. And even though it makes that sound, you would think that it's gonna attack you, but it's not. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and trap that one. And now I am going to trap the 150, which is the alpha. And you want to make sure that they're completely boxed in. I am still using hatch frames on the top as well, but it's not going anywhere. So now we need this one to go get out of here with that 135. And so, oh, you gotta be kidding me. In this situation, we're gonna have to take these doors off, which is fine because this is S+. Otherwise, because I want them to open out. But I screwed that up. Oh, they're going crazy. And sometimes you can open these by going at a certain angle and they will open out, but it's not happening. So, but let me go ahead and see if this one will get out. Nope. This is gonna help its buddy attack stone, it looks like. Alright, there we go. Yeah, because you don't want to get in there when it's doing that. It'll hurt you. Now, once it starts running, it should go right out there. Come on. Get out. Well, okay, there it goes. Alright, so this is, I made a little corridor. Let's put this back, because we might need it later. And let's put it to auto close only. Alright, so as you can see, I made a little corridor here, and there are 3 dino gates long. And then I made this this little corral here. And this is where my main taming area is. It's a little hard to see, but so what I'm gonna do, this is a 135, so I'm gonna go ahead and tame it, and we're gonna have to get out of the area so it can de-aggro. Now let's get out of the area. We'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so they should be done by now because it's been a while actually. was doing other things in the meantime. But basically what I'm gonna do is I am going to take the griffin inside. I actually prefer to do this with wyverns, but this is fine as well. And it looks like it's just chilling. So now let's see if we can get this started. Since the alpha is close, but not too close, this should go flawless. It should be easy. Because they don't go as crazy. I always like to back up because sometimes they do start moving, but you know, sometimes they just sit there. So we'll see what this one does. And what I like to do is I like to go back up on my dino and wait the 30 seconds. It's basically the same as I would do with those mantis. And basically we just rinse and repeat, guys. Rinse and repeat. Alright, so this one is done. It's a 135. And I mean that's, you know, that's a good level. But now I know that a lot of people out there wanna get those 150s. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go and look for a 150 and bring it in. That one that you have hostage, that one has to stay there at all times. Now the reason I have these two separate sections is I'm gonna bring a 150 in, and then I'm gonna see which one turns into the alpha. Now in my experience, and I've done this a few times, but in my experience, the one that I trap always ends up the alpha. And I don't know why. It could be the stats, or maybe that's just the way it is because that was the first 150 that was here. I'm not really sure why that is, but it has always been the alpha and stayed the alpha. Oops. So now that's what I'm expecting will happen here, but I'm not really sure. Either way, we're ready for whatever happens, because if the new 150 turns into the alpha, then we'll go into the little trap, and we will go ahead and tame that one. All right, guys. So we are trying to get another 150 in this trap over here, and this one's hiding. This is a lot easier in PvP just because you can grab them and pick them up and bring them. In PvE you can't do that, so that's why I'm showing you. You can use honey. You just better have a lot of honey depending on how far these guys are. You can have the pack follow you as close as possible, then get rid of his bite. Oh, check it out. It knows how to moonwalk. That's pretty sweet. I always wanted a Hyaenodon that can moonwalk. Let me see if it's oh, okay, sweet. I'm so used to just wait. What the heck? Where'd it go? This happens sometimes. It's fine. We just have to work it out. It may have to start moving again before we can actually pet it, which kind of sucks. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say that's gonna suck if it stays there for a long time. But sometimes that happens. It disappears and then it has to start moving again. So we did luck out on this one because this one didn't turn out to be the alpha. And so now we just basically do the same thing as we did before with the 135, except this one's a 150. and just rinse and repeat, just like before. So there we go. Now we have ourselves the highest level you can possibly get. As you can see, this one's now the alpha. Oh, there it went. But of course, you know, so now I got a 135 of 150. And so now I'm going to show you something here. Alright, so here we are. And I got another 150 trapped in here. And as you can see, the one inside is always the alpha. So that's just the way it is. I mean, if you guys do this and it changes for you, make sure you take a clip of it, because like I said, I have never seen it. And no matter how many 150s I put in here, I have never seen it. It's just this. It's the same thing. But anyways, now I'm going to show you something. This is just a little bonus thing, because I see a lot of people saying, you know, use a one of those horses and use a lasso and bring it over. So let me go ahead and show you what happens. Alright, so for starters, you cannot lasso anything while it's walking around. Okay, so that's first. So you have to knock it out. So let's go ahead and knock it out. There we go. Now let's try this. So you can see that didn't work. So let me get a little closer. And see, I saw a little blood. Alright, now let's try this with Raptor, which I know works. And you see that? Now you can drag it. Now, I don't know why this doesn't work with the Hyaenodon, because it's such a small dino. But, yeah, it just doesn't work. I don't know if the devs meant for that to happen, or they just screwed up. I'm not really sure at this point. But here are the things that I know work for sure. I haven't really tried anything else as of yet, but those are the ones that I have successfully dragged around. But I hope that is helpful to you guys. So till next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.